Okay. Let me introduce myself. I'm the moderator, but at the same time also one of the presenter. Okay, my name is Dr. Mazlan. So together with me, another two presenter, Dr. Noha, and also another one is Technology Rahmat Roslan. Okay. First of all, again, welcome to UniKL MITEC. And for those who are not really familiar with UniKL MITEC, so we are located at Bandar Sri Alam, Masai, Johor. So I know that currently it's a trend that most students would like to stay, especially for Johor students. When they're coming from Johor, so they would like to continue their study near to their parents, due to whatever reason. So a lot of students now prefer to, let's say they're coming from Johor, they prefer to stay at Johor instead of going to Melaka or going to KL or even going to Batu Pahat or a little bit further up. So they like to stay in the radius of maybe around half an hour or 1 hour journey. So it'll be convenient. And this is an education hub where our neighbor is Mata Unda Sensmara. Then we have Sekolah Seni. And across the hill there, UiTM Sri Alam, and also a lot of other international schools and so on. So basically, we are located at a very strategic education hub, as well as very near to industrial area. Okay, so in today's session, as what you mentioned just now, this session is basically we designed for candidate from UTM space. So we believe that all of you already go through foundation at UTM space, and now it's time for you to continue further your education. And of course, you have a lot of choices. You can go to the government university, you can go to private university, and even among the private university also, you have a lot of choices. So UniKL offer you one of the choices, which I think is quite very interesting, and I believe that it can fit to your needs. So for today's session, basically, we're going to have three person that will be having a sharing session. So the first one, I will be sharing with you about UniKL itself. You can have some overview. What is UniKL and how UniKL being established to offer the education need for the people at Johor. Okay, then after that, I will continue with my sharing session. I focus on what call it customizing industry need. The sharing session number 2 will be presented by Technology Rahmat. He will talking on preparing workplace ready graduate with industry-based curriculum. So basically, he will talking about how at UniKL we are preparing graduates, so that whenever this graduate leaves UniKL, they are the graduate, they are the candidate that will be well sought by the industry to fit the industry needs. And last but not least, we have Dr. Noha. So Dr. Noha will be talking about bridging the future. So of course, as a student, we are looking to build our career in the future. So one of the career that a lot of students aiming for because of the status, because of the salaries is in petroleum and gas area. So Dr. Noha will be talking about petroleum engineering technology, which is particularly focusing on safety and operation, and how this thing will be your good gateway to oil and gas industry. So these are the three sharing sessions that we're gonna discuss or we're gonna share with. Okay, so to start with, just now Dr. Amran already go through one general video, so I'm going to start with a brief video about UniKL MITEC. So hopefully you can see the video and also hear the voice.
Imagine a vibrant place that welcomes you with an open heart, with an enchanting vibe for innovation and creativity. Imagine a colorful place to share your moment in hardship and pleasure, in tears and joy, climbing for a common goal. Imagine a place to test your mind, your body, your spirit, and your will. To go further beyond, to achieve your dream, to touch the sky. When we open up our door to you, we open the moment for experience, engagement, and exploration. This is the place, UniKL, where knowledge is applied.
Okay, itu adalah video untuk UniKL MITEC, just a very short glimpse what is UniKL MITEC. But of course, you boleh tengok kat tengok dekat YouTube, and then it show you a very glimpse ataupun just a highlight of UniKL. Just sharing you with apa tu UniKL. UniKL basically, a lot of you know that actually UniKL ni sebuah universiti, tapi dia universiti awam ke universiti swasta? And of course, we are a private university. We are a private university. So kita tak macam UTM ataupun UKM ataupun UPM. Also, we are a private university. But even though we are a private university, we are under government punya management all things lah. Basically, to tell the link, basically UniKL is 100% is owned by MARA. Is salah satu anak syarikat MARA, basically, and also of course MARA is one of the salah satu daripada body di bawah Kementerian Pembangunan Luar Bandar. So basically kita indirectly we owned by the government, but anyhow the way that we operate as a private university. So we are very flexible, all these things. We are very aggressive, and we are very moving forward to promote the education, especially in terms of higher TVET. Okay, for information, UniKL, we have 12 campuses, all these things, all the way from Kedah, all these things, sampai ke Johor, all these things. But unfortunately, you see kebanyakan pantai barat, pantai timur belum ada lagi. So kita ada 12 campus, and we have IT, we have a design, we have a campus that only focus on chemical, biochemical, on bioengineering. We have also campus at Perak that focus on medical, MBBS, also allied health. We have campus dekat Kajang focus on at KL itself focus on business. Also, of course, di Johor kita ada UniKL MITEC. which our specialty on quality engineering, industrial logistics, instrumentation control, and also oil and gas safety. So this is the one that I will gonna talk the details. So kita juga ada campus di Gombak on electronic communication. So di Bangi on industrial maintenance automation. Di Kedah on automotive component, automotive technology. Di Lumut Perak on marine, offshore and naval architecture. Di Kajang on medical science, and also the Sepang and also our campus at Subang for aviation and also aircraft maintenance. So basically, if you can see over here, UniKL ni dia lebih kepada engineering, except business dengan IT, yang lain semua engineering. And as far as the courses that you offer dekat UniKL MITEC, kat MITEC kita ada satu non-engineering with logistic, and ada 4 lagi adalah engineering. So if you are interested on engineering or engineering technology area, so you can fit UniKL very well. But tapi kalau katakan you tak begitu minat dengan engineering, you want to go to business or you want to go for IT, we also offer that kind of courses at our campuses. Sama ada business di KL ataupun dan IT juga di KL hosting. So in that case, we are quite flexible. And our focus is on high TVET. High TVET, I think all of you pernah dengar apa tu TVET kan? TVET, Technical Vocational Education Training. And we have been doing this TVET for the last almost 20 years all this thing, compared to the others university which is quite baru, kita dah buat lama. So we are quite well versed, so we offer so many programs. So I'm not going to talk more details about other campuses. So I don't think this is the right venue for us to talk about other campuses. But by all means, if let's say you want to know very detailed or you want to know further about the courses and also what are the things that being offered by other campuses, by all means you can go to our website, and then from them you can Google up, or you can check from our marketing personnel, or which you can get the information from the website. Okay, today I'm going to talk very very short about UniKL MITEC all this thing. So UniKL, the one that stated at Bandar Sri Alam, Johor. You see just now, UniKL total kita ada 12 campus, and among all the campuses, UniKL MITEC di Johor ni adalah campus yang paling muda, as the latest edition. Actually, we started our basically the planning on 2006, and then after that get it approved by the Pasir Gudang authority all this thing, and 2008, and we only start our offering in 2008, but that one also we've done at our temporary campus. And our current permanent campus, which is located at the Bandar Sri Alam, and this is the high hill. This, as you can see over here in this eye view over here, we only start moving to this permanent campus in January 2011. So in other words, if you join us, you can see a very new building, new facilities. All these things is less about 12 years, about 12 years new building, all these things, so quite new all these things, and also it's very comfortable environment for us to study all these things, and also is near to Bandar Sri Alam and near to all the facilities that you have in the surrounding area. So of course we are being officiated in 2012, and currently by last semester we have a total student enrollment about 2,000 students, because this campus were designed to fit in around about 2000 2005, somewhere around there, all this thing. So maximum around 2005. So we are having a student 2000, which is that's nice. At the moment we're still not at the peaks yet, so that's why we're looking for more students to fit in all our activities. And as per date, we already produced a total of around 4,600 graduates from various various disciplines, various program, all these things. Okay, so it's quite a new, in short, it's quite a new campus, very conducive, and also yeah, I mean we are progressing very well, all these things. to fit in all the requirement for, especially for Johor needs. Okay, in terms of program, we have 9 program. So we have 4 basically engineering program, which is we have a quality engineering program. Then we have also facilities maintenance engineering program. Then we have instrumentation and control engineering. And then on top of that, we also have oil and gas, basically Bachelor of Petroleum, Petroleum Technology in Operation and Safety. So on top of these 4 engineering technology program, we also have one management program, which is industrial logistics. And of course, currently the majority of the students is coming from industrial logistics, but nevertheless, the strength of our program is quite even, and we have all the facilities. This one on bachelor. As far as diploma, we have 2 diploma program for quality engineering and for industrial logistics. And on top of that also, we also offer postgraduate program for quality engineering and management, and also for supply chain management. And we are in the progress of getting approval to establish our PhD program. I think which maybe within the next 1 or 2 years, we should be ready to take our post intake. So this is you can see that overview of our campus. So it's something like factory style, all thing. We have a lot of warehouses, lab, and also facilities to meet all the student requirement. Okay. And since we are focusing on industrial, so rest assured that our staff is very well prepared. Our academic staff are very well accredited with all the required professional recognition. I can say almost all our academic staff, especially that related to the engineering program, have the qualification that needed to teach the subject effectively. And many of them, many of us actually is coming from industry, so we are very familiar with what's going on in industry, and from there we should be able to relate and also offer the knowledge that we have gained from industry to the student. And since our program is very much related to engineering technology, so most of our lecturers are certified as a professional technologist. Some of them as a professional engineer under board of engineer, and also and very much depend on their focus area. If let's say they are focused on quality engineering, there will be some of them are chartered professional members from Chartered Quality Institute, and also of course if they are coming from different engineering program, they have some the necessary engineering qualification. So with that, I can say that all our academic staff is very much qualified to teach their subject matters. Okay. And what we offer to our student basically, what that not many other program or other institution offer is what is a professional certification. Professional certification. So at the end of the program, student not only gaining their diploma, their degree, or their masters, but on top of that, their program certification, they also have a professional certification. Okay, for example, if let's say they are taking quality engineering, so the program was embedded with the approval from CQI UK, and with that also student will be getting Lean Six Sigma, yellow belt and green belt. And of course, with we after they pass their exam on also all the necessary courses that take during the courses, and this one is 100% is free. For example, if you were to take a Lean Six Sigma green belt outside, let's say you work, after you work you want to take a Lean Six Sigma green belt, it will cost you easily 5,000 to 6,000 ringgit to be certified as a green belt. But over here, all our students we teach them, we expose them with the same knowledge and experience, so they are qualified at zero cost. Yeah? And of course, when you go for instrumentation, we have a PLC maintenance certification, competent person for explosive proof, and then for facility maintenance, and of course for petroleum engineering also, they have a lot of their professional certification, and all these professional certification are embedded to our program FOC. And so then when they graduate from UniKL MITEC, they will carry with them at least one or two professional certificate in addition to their degree, all these things. And of course, all our program, especially the engineering program, are accredited by Board of Engineers, by BM. Okay, so you don't have to worry about certification or about kelaikan. They mean JPA accredited and also by MQA. Okay. Okay. Details about UniKL, especially about UniKL MITEC, you can directly go to our website. So you go to our website at mitec.unikl.edu.my. And of course, if you go to our website, you type UniKL, you can see so many campuses, so many different campuses. So make sure that you just direct key in as MITEC, UniKL.edu.my, then you can see all the details. Because nowadays, I think all the information is available on the website, so I don't want to repeat the same thing. So then otherwise, you're going to waste your time as well as my time. So all the basic information about admission, how to admit, what are the costs, what are the detail of the program, the semester, when it starts, all these things, how much the admission, how the admission, all those things directly, you can go to our website, and even you can go to visit through our campus through virtual tour and personally experience how our campus environment and what we can offer to you. And last but not least, if let's say still you need more information, of course, nowadays all students and all people are very exposed to ChatGPT and all other AI engine, so you can ask the system. Because over here in this section, I don't want to repeat something that you can get readily available from the internet or is just available in the website. Okay, so with that, I'll stop the preliminary session on explaining what is UniKL. So hopefully by that you should be able to have very rough idea what is UniKL. And again, as I mentioned just now, for details, if you want to know about detail, boleh masuk dalam website. Kalau nak tahu detail lagi, of course later on boleh contact Austin. Okay, so to continue, I will start around 10 or 15 minutes my first session. So this first session, I call it customizing industrial need. Okay, customizing industrial need. Okay, but before that, when we're talking about customizing industrial need, selalunya bila kita kerja, kita as a student, kita belajar 3 tahun, kita belajar 4 tahun all these things, dan bila habis belajar, then after that, we will be graduate, then after that, dah graduate, nak kerja. So kita kerja dalam industri. So what type of industry? It depends. It can be manufacturing, it can be service industry, it can be whatever industry that fit to your needs, all these things. But of course, a lot of time we need to make sure that whatever that you learn in the university fit what is required by industry. Itu yang sebab selalu kita kena dengar kan, kita dengar cakap industri cakap student yang dikeluarkan oleh universiti tak memenuhi keperluan industri kan, dan universiti pula cakap industri tak faham apa yang ada dekat universiti punya requirement. Jadi a lot of time is just matter of chicken and eggs. But anyhow, we try to resolve all these things by basically try to fill up the gap, and at the same time to customize our program so that all our program that we offer to students are customizing to industrial need. So we're talking about industrial need. Of course, the person who talk about industrial need to have some experience at industry. So that's why the reason I'm talking about industry, because personally I'm from industry. So I work industry for more than 20 years in few industry. So I start my career in 1988. I think most of you are, especially on student side, tak lahir lagi. By 1988, all tinggal. I start my first career in a Mattel. It's the world toy largest manufacturer in Pry, all thing, as a engineer, industrial engineer, because my background is in the industrial engineer. So I work as engineer, IE, and go up to until senior in the IE. And then in 1981, I go to semicon industry, Applied Magnetic in Penang. I established IE section there and headed the industrial engineering section kit. Then in 1995, I come back to Johor. Come back to Johor, work in Tech Electronic as an IE manager, and I left industry as a senior manager in corporate manufacturing. Later, I joined academic in 2009, and now I almost in my about 14 to 15 years in UniKL as academician, and also assuming a lot of management roles. And apart from being academician, I also do a lot of training and consultation, especially things that related to my expert area, which is the lean healthcare, where we do a lot of consultation, training, and also improvement activity at hospital and healthcare facilities. Okay. So with that, in other words, I'm trying to say that actually most of our lecturer, we have a lot of industrial experience. So that's why with this kind of industrial experience, we try to fill up the gap that we are having between academic and industry. So in this session, it's just sharing session. It's a sharing session that basically, when you're talking about academic and industry, it's totally the two different world. Academic, as you know, is very much, you're talking about books, you're talking about knowledge based on all these things, maybe a little bit of practical. But you're talking about industry, it's more on output, more about real demand, more about challenges, more about how you demonstrate your skill, all these things. So there's always a gap between this, in which that, as what I mentioned just now, industry always blame the academic, that academic did not provide enough elements, enough qualities, enough qualification for the student to meet the industry. Okay, but in order for academic to understand what actually industry need, first academic need to understand actually what industry need. So actually, in whatever industry, there's three things that they needed most. And of course, there's a lot of the things, but these are the three most important things to any industry, whether you're talking about manufacturing industry, healthcare, service, or whatever industry, you're talking about these three things. You're talking about cost, quality, and lead time. Because if, let's say, your product having a very high cost, you don't have profit, so you cannot survive. But if, let's say, your product also having a minimum cost, you're able to maintain your cost, but your quality is bad, people not going to buy it. But if, let's say, you have cost and quality also, but then you are not be able to deliver fast enough, then customer will not happy with it and opt to go for different product or thing. So in other words, academic need to make sure that whatever the student that go to industry, they have this kind of mindset. Whether they are what kind of engineer is it, they must have concept so that they have a the cost, quality, and lead time to be able to meet with the industry needs. Okay, I would like to share you a little bit. Even though maybe some of you, as far as the student is concerned, you pernah kerja kilang ataupun tak pernah kerja kilang, all these things. But ataupun dalam industri mana-mana pun, usually bila we talking about industry, you're talking about operation to establish output, all these things. So the foundation is operation, but this operation basically they need quality as a pillar, and then after that they also need productivity as another pillar. So these two important element is very important for any industry. You cakap airport, katakan service industry, dia perlukan quality so that people will be able to, happy with the service that they given by them. Productivity, fast checking in, all these things kan, comfortable, all these things. Lead time, on time kapal terbang datang, and so on, all these things kan. Kalau kat kilang pun sama juga, quality productivity. Dekat education base, sama juga quality productivity. Hospital. Jadi in other words, quality and productivity is something that is must. It's must that regardless of kat mana industri ya, anything industry under the sun, quality and productivity ada dua benda yang tak boleh lari. Mesti ada. Yang mesti diperlukan dan sentiasa dikendaki oleh mana-mana industri, holistic. Dengan adanya quality and productivity ni, barulah you boleh deliver your product. Then you deliver product lah, and of course, in order for you to deliver product, you must deliver the product on time. Fast delivery, and this finally akan go to customer satisfaction. So what I'm going to show you today, basically, I'm all the way, I'm IE. I'm an industrial engineer by profession, all this thing. I graduated as an industrial engineer. Then after that, even though I take my my master dalam manufacturing, then my PhD dalam service, dalam healthcare, all this thing. But anyhow, in general, I'm industrial engineer. So industrial engineer, when I worked last time at a factory, I worked in the factory for about 21 years. So dalam kilang ni basically, my job is basically to ensure that kilang boleh produce sesuatu produk tu dengan harga yang very optimum, dengan harga yang murah, dengan efficient, dengan productivity yang tinggi, dengan kecekapan yang tinggi, all things lah kan. Jadi in other words, this is my job. So I need to make sure that we can produce a product dengan menggunakan sumber yang paling sikit, very minimum resources. Then at the same time boleh keluarkan produk dengan jangka yang paling cepat, all these things. So I usually dalam satu kilang kita ada dua banyak department lah. One of the important department adalah satu dipanggil IE department, Industrial Engineering department, ataupun some kilang dipanggil production atau process, with focusing on productivity. Dan satu department lagi yang tak boleh lari adalah quality department. Okay, apa yang jadi masalah selalunya adalah productivity, quality ni dia selalunya bermusuhan. They are one against each other. Because productivity, kita sebagai orang productivity, kita always nak cepat. Kita always nak menghasilkan satu produk yang simple, proses dia simple, cepat, kemudian boleh dihasilkan dengan kos yang very rendah, kemudian produk dikeluarkan dengan cepat dan juga harga yang rendah lah. Tetapi apa yang jadi masalah kita adalah quality. Bila quality ni, bila kita buat, kita dah plan kita punya production line, then quality basically dia not happy with the performance of the quality, kemudian dia tambah orang. So apa berlaku bila tambah orang? Bila tambah orang, tambah proses, kemudian proses menjadi lebih complicated. Cost menjadi meningkat, which is basically akan bertentangan dengan apa aim ataupun apa yang dikendaki oleh productivity. Jadi apa yang berlaku sepanjang saya punya experience, penglibatan saya dalam industri, quality engineer adalah musuh saya. is person that always against me, always think, because their aim and my aim are totally two different things. They only focus on quality. They don't care about how productivity. For them, quality is number one. So you cannot compromise in quality. But for us, yes, we acknowledge that quality is important. But for us, even though quality is important, you need to understand productivity, you need to understand efficiency. So in other words, kalau you pergi mana-mana kilang sekarang, kalau mungkin, kalau tidak sekarang ni pun mungkin sebelum ni, all these things, this is how the setup is be. Ada satu department fokus on quality dan satu department lagi akan fokus on production and productivity. Jadi benda ni menjadikan kilang tu tak harmoni, tak ada harmoni, all these things. Sedangkan apa yang customer need, apa yang industry need adalah kedua-duanya. Industri perlukan quality dan industri perlukan productivity. Jadi di UniKL apa yang kita buat untuk menyelesaikan masalah ni, kita develop satu hybrid program, kita campurkan quality dengan productivity ni jadi satu program kita panggil quality engineering. So this quality engineering is very special program. You cannot meet, you tak boleh jumpa program ni di mana-mana. You tak boleh jumpa program ni di mana-mana, all these things hanya di UniKL saja, because it's hybrid. And this program basically dia menjadikan seorang engineer tu dikendaki di mana-mana industri saja. Dia jadi so that industry will be very effective. You boleh buat quality improvementnya work, you boleh buat precisionnya decision ataupun work, you boleh buat management pengurusannya work, and also it will be very important asset for any organization. Jadi in other word, kalau dulu mungkin company perlukan 2 engineer, sekarang ni dengan 1 engineer dia can do kedua-dua. Dia boleh buat IE punya job, then they also can do quality punya job. Jadi in other word, this is how in UniKL kita buat banyak hybrid program. And this one only example. Kita tak macam universiti lain ke mana you offer mechanical engineering, quality electrical engineering ataupun electronic engineering. Tidak. Kita UniKL kita hybridkan. Kita campur, kita jadi satu program, dan program ni adalah program yang betul-betul dikendaki oleh industri. Sebab tu kalau student kita pergi lepas dia graduate, dia pergi industri, dia tak ada masalah. Dia ready to work and they are very well sought, dikendaki oleh industri. And ditambah pula dengan kita dalam universiti kita ada kegelapan yang sangat canggih, dan kebanyakan kita punya facilities adalah setanding dengan equipment yang ada di kilang-kilang dan di industri-industri. Kita punya workshop, dan also kita punya production line, and so on. And then on top of that, kita also provide student dengan professional certification dalam quality engineering. So dalam professional certification ni, bila student keluar, dia dah ada green belt, dia dah ada yellow belt, all these things. So bila kilang tengok je, kilang tahu student ni very capable untuk buat improvement, untuk perform their job. So they will be the asset. Then everyone is looking for this kind of student. So that's how what I'm trying to say, UniKL is very unique, because kita customize kita punya program. Kita bukan ambil program tu mechanical sebagai mechanical je, electrical, chemical, tapi kita customize. Kita try to understand what is customer need, because lecturer kita pun dari industry. Then after that, we work with the industry partner, with the advisor from industry. Dan kita develop a program where program kita specially design untuk industri. And this only happen dekat UniKL, all this thing. So that's why kalau you masuk UniKL, you dapat program-program itu sangat unik, dan dia memenuhi keperluan industri. Okay. So last but not least, untuk mengakhiri saya punya session on customizing, so I ending my presentation with one video about QE punya video. Okay. Basically, that's my first session hosting, ke-11 hosting. So with that, I'll go for untuk soalan nanti kita kumpul kemudian hosting untuk apa ni di hari session. So with that, for our second session saya serahkan kepada teknologis Rahmat untuk sambung sharing session dia. So silakan Encik Rahmat.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Mazlan, for the introduction and a quick run through on quality engineering. First of all, let me share my screen. Okay, so for today, my name is Rahmat Ruslan, professional technologist Rahmat Ruslan Membuang. I'm one of the lecturer in UniKL MITEC, especially in quality engineering. So I think you have seen a presentation from Dr. Mazlan, a quick run through what UniKL is all about, what quality engineering is all about basically. But in the next, I think I will not take long. Okay, so I think around 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so. I will quickly give you a run through of basically my own experience, because today is Sunday, so I will not bog you down with the technicalities about curriculum, about the nitty-gritty of the syllabus and so on. So for today, I plan to just casually share with you about my background, my experience went to the industry, how I developed from being engineer to manager and so on, and a little bit about my point of view, POV point of view about quality engineering at UniKL MITEC. So hopefully for my short presentation will help you to give you some ideas and perhaps will help you to determine which higher education institution that is most suitable for you and most beneficial for your future lah. All right. So like wise man said, okay, so the experience is the best teacher is experience. But another wise man also said that better still learn from experience of others. Right. So in the next 5 minutes or so, I will quickly share with you a bit about my educational and working background. And then I will share with you how I think about 20 years ago, I'm old already now, about 20 years ago, my journey into the industry. Okay, so once I graduate with the first degree, and then how I look at quality engineering when I was still in industry. All right, so very quickly, just like many Malaysian, I started after SPM. I went to UPM, Institute Putra Malaysia, to do the science matriculation physics, and then continue with the Bachelor of Engineering, Electrical Electronics, and then I did my Master of Management Technology at UTM, right? And then I'm currently doing PhD in manufacturing. So while I was a student, I was actively involved in student activity. As you can see, I was president of Majesty Pelajar, our student council, finding student society, and then got several awards from there. So as a student, because all of you after this will embark on new journey doing first degree, right? So other than getting the first degree, I strongly encourage you to actively involve in student activity. So from my experience, all those your experience dealing with students in societies will come very, very useful once you get into the industry, right? And then a little bit about my working experience, all right? So I started off my industry journey in a shop, Roxy Batu Pahat, okay? So if you go to the Batu Pahat, there's one big factory, so that's shop, okay? So I started off as engineer, and then I went to American company called HP or Hewlett Packard. So I spent a good 8 years over there. So moving from engineer to senior engineer and then finally engineer manager. And then when there's economic downturn somewhere in 2008, 2009. So HP closed off the office. Then I went to Western Digital to become R&D principal engineer, and then I moved to Dyson as an operation project manager. So Dyson was my last company, and I left the industry with the operation project manager position. So in UniKL, as what you have heard from Dr. Mazlan, so other than teaching the students, we also do training and consultation. So those are just some of the companies or government agencies that I work with before and currently, to impart some of the knowledge. So for your information, that whatever we teach our students, right? So the knowledge is actually being shared or being taught to industry people as well. So that's why we say that UKL is where the knowledge is applied and dreams realized. So because we are actually use our knowledge that we taught to students, and then we brought to industry. All right, so this is what I want to share with you, my journey into the industry. It's not that often that you can hear from experienced people, and then perhaps you need to go to the career fair and talk to the engineer or manager. But today you are here, so I will share with you my journey. So after graduated with first degree in the engineering electrical electronics, I was working for Sharp, in Batu Pahat. So when I first joined the company, right? So although uh, my education background was engineering in electrical electronics, and of course I was there because to do electronic stuff. Okay, so basically to troubleshoot the electronics issues, to run new product introduction. Okay, once we get new product from Japan, and manage the productivity for the production floor. So, but other than that, okay, what we learn from university does not really necessarily prepare us for the industry. So, for example, when I first joined the company, the first week itself, so the manager, I sat in front of my manager. So he told me, Rahmat, you need to do or help organize ISO 9000 event. Okay, so we are going to have a big ISO 9000 next month, and you need to assist Madam Suryani to do ISO 9000. So they were talking about, documentation, records, level 1, level 2, level 3. So as someone graduated from electronics, so this puzzled me. So what are they talking about? What is ISO 9000? And I did not have the knowledge. Coming from Bachelor of Engineering Electronics, I do not have that knowledge. I do not have the information. I never heard about ISO 9000, in fact. And then not long after that, so I was also asked to manage a Kaizen event. So again, they have this company-wide Kaizen event whereby all departments has to do a poster and they have to present their Kaizen, right? So later on, I know that I got to know that Kaizen is actually a Japanese word for continuous improvement. So again, I met with new words that I never learned in university, and this thing carry on and on. So in the first month, in the first 3 months, I kept hearing alien words to me that I never heard when I was in university. So, for example, 5S, they're talking about salt, seri, seton, and so on. So I didn't know all that words. And there's also time whereby because I was assigned to production department, so my manager one day asked me, okay, Rahmat, why don't you do cycle time study? So I thought, oh man, cycle time study. So I never learned as electronic, but one thing in industry, you cannot say no to your boss. So you need to say, okay, I will learn and I will take up the challenge and do whatever necessary to complete the task. So how did I survive? Okay, so how did I survive? So basically, you must remember, it was 1999, okay, or early 2000, whereby the internet was still at infant stage. It's not like today you just have everything on fingertips. But back then, internet was still new. Even to get internet, I have to go or travel maybe 30, 40 minutes to the town, and then the internet connection is still slow. So how I survived, I end up meeting with all the senior people. Okay, so I try uh, to talk to the those working in the company for long, for example, regardless of their position. I don't care whether they are technicians. I don't care whether they are operators. I will talk to anyone to know about all this thing, all this word that I never heard before. ISO 9000 lah, Kaizen and so on. So I talked to them, and then one fine day I came across a file, okay, a pile of file. And then there's a document actually, document telling about how the procedures, SOP basically, standard of operating procedures. And once I know about those documents, and those documents are kept in quality control QC department. So during my uh, so-called free time, okay, before 8 o'clock, during lunch hour and after 5 p.m., I will go to the QC department looking for SOP. So I read all those, what is ISO 9000, all these guys and all about. So basically, how did I survive? Is basically I learned by myself, okay, through the hard way, and also by talking to people, regardless of their background or position. Right. So to cut story short, later on I moved to Hello Packet. Like I said, I spent a good 8 years over there. So slightly different from Sharp. I have to manage suppliers, and again, to cut story short, I was promoted to engineering manager. All right. So being a manager, so I have about 80 employees under me, about 10 engineers directly under my organization, in my organization. So again, although I have been in the industry at that time about 5, 6 years, but when I was promoted to engineering manager, again I faced a situation whereby I lack of knowledge, right? So from engineer, for engineer it's very simple. We just be expert in our area and we do our job, But as a manager, especially engineer manager, you need not to only know about, for example, I'm in electronics, but other than that, you also need to know about mechanical, about scanning system, about software and other things. And on top of that, you have to know how to manage people, right? So again, I need new knowledge. So how did I survive? Is by again go to the bookstore, find books. Um, Hang on, maybe never mind lah. I went to the bookstore and I looked for a textbook, and I came across a textbook called Quality Management, right? Total Quality Management. All right. So I have to learn again through the hard way, and again I met up with a lot of senior managers to learn how to manage people. So what I want to tell you actually, lesson learned. So when we go to industry, right? So industry require knowledge from our university plus much more. So I would say maybe university traditional curriculum perhaps prepare us for about 20% at most, and then the other 80% we need to acquire on our own once we are in industry. So another thing is always ready to learn once we get into the industry, and be humble to learn from everyone. Because never think that we are graduates, we cannot learn from technician and operators. So there's always something we can learn from them. So how do we go from here? So I want to tell you today, this morning, is that from my knowledge, sorry, so from my experience, right? Somewhere, I think somewhere in 2011 or 2012, a ex-colleague of mine, okay, what my ex-engineer, who became lecturer in UniKL MITEC. Okay, he was working in UniKL MITEC already at that time, and he asked me to teach one of subject as a part-time lecturer. So that was the first time I came across quality engineering. So being someone who like to know about things in detail, someone who is curious, I go and study what is this quality engineering is all about. And then from my reading from the UniKL website, I got to know that quality engineering is a discipline deals with principle, as you can see on the screen. So this quality engineering is actually using the scientific engineering and also social science integration to develop and improve performance. All right. So as you can see from my experience, early years in industry. So as engineer, we not only need scientific engineering knowledge, but also the social science knowledge. This one I need not to go through. Dr. Mazan has informed me about this. And then again, so before I go and teach the subject on part-time basis at the time, I think 2011, I went through the syllabus because I was curious what is this quality engineering is all about. So at that time, I was still working in industry as a operation project manager. So looking at the syllabus, so this is my POV lah, point of view, quality engineering. So when I look at the syllabus, they break down into few clusters. Okay, let me use pointer. So they have quality improvement methodology, like a workshop, philosophy, engineering foundation, and lean enterprise. So when I look at the syllabus, my response was, wow. So that was my, apa tu? That was what came out from my mouth at the time. Wow. Because I learned all this. Okay, I learned all this by myself, like I said, and through my own readings. But if you take up quality engineering, you learn all this while still in university. Yeah, you remember I said about ISO 9000 when I was assigned to handle the event. So actually in quality engineering, they teach about ISO 9000, ISO 14000 and other standard in this subject, quality system and standard. And then remember about Kaizen and all that. So they have this Lean Six Sigma subject. And then remember about my manager asked me to do cycle time. So actually they have this industrial engineering. So you learn about motion and time study and so on in this subject, right? And then when I was in HP, promoted as engineering manager, I have to manage the company as a whole. So they actually have TQM here, Total Quality Management, teach you how to become a good manager, managing the company. So in short, I was impressed, and at that time, to be honest, I was still working industry. So even at that time, I was impressed, and I think and I believe that quality engineering is one of the good programs, engineering program available in especially in Johor lah. All right. So talking about traditional curriculum, this is where UniKL or specifically quality engineering excel because they try to narrow the gap because your traditional curriculum they somewhat detached from the industry, but in UniKL, their program they have what they call IE internal. They have academician looking at the syllabus and they do improvement, and also they have people from industry. So every 2 years or 3 years, they will invite this so-called panel to look at the syllabus and give comment, right? So from there, they will do improvement. So I think that's what make quality engineering is so close to the industry. My last slide, perhaps this one. So advantages of quality engineering at UKL. So as a manager, I interviewed candidates, I hired engineers, all right? So this is my observation, specific to quality engineers. So for your information, if I want to hire electronic engineers, So I can get someone with electronic background, electronic degree. If I need mechanical engineer, I will get someone or student with mechanical engineer. But if I need quality engineer, there's no specific programs out there before that train student to be quality engineer. So what happened last time? So I have students, right? So because there's no specialization in quality engineering, so I had no choice but to hire quality engineer with various background. So I have mechanical engineer became my quality engineer. I have even mathematician, even I have physician, physics, or science, and then we have to hire them. And then what we company need to do, because they do not have specific skills and knowledge of quality engineer, so I have to train them. So by sending to trainings or assign buddy for the on-job training, right? So I need to train them. So only then, about 3 months or 4 months after that, only then they will become or they can function as an effective quality engineer. So this is different if you join UniKL MITEC quality engineering. So UniKL will train you as a student with quality and knowledge and skill, right? So even before you join the industry, you have all the knowledge already. So you don't have to go through my struggle back then, right? So when you're a student in VKL, you already know about the jargon, the terms, and so on when you're a student. And then when the company hire you, you already have the knowledge and skills required as quality engineer, and you can function. Okay, you can function as effective quality engineer since day one. And this is not just theoretical. I already asked many of our graduates. I asked them, how long before you assign actual jobs, actual quality engineering jobs? So many of them said day one, since day one, because during interview, the hiring manager already know our student have the knowledge already, so they're not worried. They assign the actual jobs. Okay, even before sending them to any training. Yeah. All right. So that's my presentation. Hopefully that will give you some idea how your journey will be look like, and how quality engineering can help you to pursue engineering profession, especially in the field of quality, more successfully. All right. So with that, thank you very much. So I return to Dr. Mazlan, I guess.
Thank you very much, Cik Rahmat. Very interesting sharing all these things. Even previously, so I did not know very much detail about Dr. Rahmat until today. So what I can summarize basically, at UniKL, if you come from industry, you will be very impressed of how we customizing and how basically we are preparing our student for the industry, all these things. So now next, we're moving to bridging the future, all these things. And as what I mentioned just now, saving the best for the last, all these things. So with that, I would like to invite Dr. Noha to share on this third sharing session. So silakan, Dr. Noha.
Thank you, Dr. Mazlan, for giving the floor to me. So I'm sharing the slide. Assalamualaikum and good morning to all. Today we are at a UniKL sharing session with the UTM space. With me, TS Chemist Dr. Nuha Awang, one of the UniKL MITEC lecturers from PTech section, Plant Engineering Technology section. And today I am going to deliver sharing on the bridging the future, petroleum engineering technology, safety and operations, your gateway to oil and gas industry. Actually, my session will be sharing on the newly added program at UniKL MITEC. It's a very interesting program. and welcome you all to Malaysian Institute of Industrial Technology, UniKL MITEC. And to close up the location of UniKL MITEC, can see that in Pasir Gudang, you already know that Pasir Gudang is a strategic location that situated by surrounded by various production facilities and ports as well. And it makes campus very practical and serve as an excellent place for both theoretical and experience real industrial learning situation that is very practical for you to experience in this campus. And as you can see that because of the strategic location that close to port, we have logistic program, we have quality that is very, very much you can apply to those real industry that surrounded surrounded to our campus. And one of the newly added program that introduced to this campus is Bachelor of Engineering Technology in Facility Maintenance and Bachelor of Petroleum Engineering Technology, Operation and Safety with honors. And today I am going to highlight on this Petroleum Engineering Technology program. And the program, you can see from the slide, the name is Bachelor of Petroleum Engineering Technology, Operation and Safety. We highlight on Operation and Safety, right? So in here, I want to give you a glimpse of difference between before I go through the whole picture of the B post. We call it B post, Bachelor of Petroleum Engineering. This program we call it in short B post. So about B post, actually, what it's make it difference with fundamental engineering technology. I want to give you a glimpse of difference between engineering and engineering technology program. In short, engineering and engineering technology program are related fields actually, but they have differences in terms of the focus, education, and career path. In here, I want to highlight that our education in petroleum is in engineering technology. Therefore, the curriculum here highlights 60% of practical tasks and 40% of theoretical. Therefore, it makes the difference that engineering program, other engineering program, they have emphasized the strong theoretical and mathematical foundation. And the engineers that graduated from fundamental engineering universities, they are trained to design, analyze, develop complex systems and solutions. Meanwhile, if you are from UniKL MITEC, you study in petroleum engineering technology, you will be trained more on practical, hands-on approach, focus on application of engineering principles to solve real-world problems. That means that you are more to hands-on rather than fundamental. That makes you different. So the B post lie under the section Plant Engineering Technology. We call it PTech. Okay. And a Bachelor of B post here is a program that combines elements of petroleum engineering technology with a focus on operation and safety, particularly in chemical. You can see that we have core petroleum engineering. We have core petroleum engineering that the program fundamental concept is likely including the production technique and chemical perspective, while the operation and safety is at the top of it. We are focusing on operation and safety. It places a strong emphasis on the safe and efficient operation of petroleum facilities. And this also includes the risk assessment, safety protocols, compliance with industrial regulations, and especially the chemical processes. And we're also included under the chemical engineering program as well, because you are processing oil and gas. So the chemical engineering also included in here, that including the principles to design, reaction kinetics, and also thermodynamics that you are going to explore in this program as well. So from this slide, you can see that we have industrial advisor panel, IAP we call it, that comprise of highly experienced individuals from oil and gas industry. The importance of having all of them in this BPOS program is firstly, of course, because this BPOS program is new. So the first one is to ensure the quality, or we call it as quality assurance. Because external examiners, or EE, we call it EE, they play a critical role in ensuring the academic quality and integrity of the program. They also provide external perspective on curriculum, assessment methods, and also overall standards to ensure that the program meets or exceeds industrial and educational benchmark. So aside from here, because you can see that we have the COO, or we have Vice President of Petronas, and also we have Principal Consultant of Trillium, Sendirian Berhad. These people actually they mingle around the real world of industries. So the importance of having them in a BPOS program is so to bring the real world relevance, because the bring the invaluable industry insights to the program is important. So their extensive experience in oil and gas sectors will ensure that the curriculum remains up to date and aligned with the latest industrial trends, technologies, and best practice. Aside from that, we have Dr. Agus as director of IFOC UTM. If you're from UTM, you might as well familiar with his face or his name. So he is the academician, so he familiar with curriculum enhancement in oil and gas. So we appointed him as external examiner as well. So aside on top of it, we are hoping for networking opportunities, for actually, for example, for internship, cooperation programs, and connections, and career guidance as well by having them. So they are our important people. They are very important people in this BPOS program. So if you are seeing this slide, this BPOS program is actually program that focus on safety and operation that is very relevant and high demand in industrial for several reasons, as you can see in the slide. So because of the focus on safety, because the safety is the paramount, we call it as the major concern in industrial about oil and gas. So with the concerns on environmental protection, worker well-being, safety and health professionals. So your training in safety protocols and risk management is very important. So we include it as important point in BPOS program. So aside from that, we highlight on operation in BPOS program as well, because the operations in oil and gas is very complex and very high cost, very expensive. So if you are the engineers that train in this program, you will understand the we call it the intricacies of production processes and can optimize them, and you will know how to efficiently evaluate and also you can help the companies to reduce costs and increase the productivity. Aside from that, you can see that we are also meet the industrial demand by not only because of we are offering offering interesting offers. I am talking about the interesting offers later on, but because of safety and operation is important, so it regulatory compliance to have BPOS. BPOS is also regulatory compliance because petroleum industry is heavily regulated. So we will offer students to take to have the expert the certification that is related to oil and gas, so that the professional will be well trained in operation, the operational standards that help company to navigate these regulations and avoid the legal issues as well. So aside from here, we are talking about risk management and everything all in one in BPO. So if you are interested, so you can furthermore explore BPOS later on with us. So if you can see here, it's important for you to know that the professional certificates also being introduced in this program. And aside from that, and you can see that in BPOS program, we included the 5 major pillars in this program. First one is petroleum engineering fundamental, that if you are learning the engineering fundamental, you are also will be seeing these subjects. These are the, we call it default curricular programs for pillar 1 for oil and gas or petroleum engineering. So the second one that will include in BPOS program is the instrumental control and electrical. And under this pillar, you will be seeing the subjects that been taught in this pillar 2 and pillar 3 on the process plant technology. You've been learning on gas processing, petroleum processing. You will also know how to treat the water, and also to learn on new technology in filtering the carbon gas, and also the awareness of how to keep the process clean. And also the pillar 4, you also will be learning on how to maintain the plant and inspecting the pipeline. And also you will be having knowledge of how to operate, and also to use the testing device to inspect the plants. So on the 5th pillar is the process safety and environment, of course, as the name goes. So you will be learning on how to keep the process goes clean and environmental friendly as much as you can to keep the plant goes clean. So I mentioned earlier that we offer you with professional certificates for students. If you are joining the BPOS, so you will be having this list of professional certs that majorly in safety. So you'll be learning, you'll be having you'll be having working at heights professional certificate. Working at height is a course that will be working at elevated height. So it is important for students to have to know to ensure them understand on safety protocols and reduce the risk of falls or injuries at height, because you are working with oil and gas, so you will be highly possible to work at a high place. So aside from this, we also offer you to take the certificate on authorized entrant and standby person for confined space, AESP. This is important because confined space is a unique, it has the unique risk that you will not aware of sometimes, and it is you will be having proper training on critical of how to prevent accidents or injuries or fatalities during entry or work in such space. Aside from that, you will be also learning on gas tester and entry supervisor on confined space AGST as well. So all of this will be taken mostly at NIOSH. So aside from safety measures, professional certs, you'll be also taking the vibration analysis certificate that will fall under the operation in oil and gas industry. So vibration analysis, the importance of taking this certificate is to predict the maintenance. It's a prediction maintenance. It's also good for students to have this certificate because they will have the predictive maintenance and also can reduce the downtime and preventing the catastrophic equipment failure. So if you know the health of the machines, so you will be knowing how to prevent it, and also before it happens something that you don't want it to happen. So aside from that, you'll be also learning on upstream and downstream plant startup and shutdown, and also you'll be learning on plant monitoring optimization in reducing costs, and also you will be knowing how to manage the schedule waste management. All of this you will be having certified by this institute. So this program is very equip you with this these are the important certificates that will equip you to make you more marketable in competing with other students from other universities to get placed in oil and gas industry. So from here you can see the professional certificates that they have been handled on our students before. So this is the picture of the Certified Environment Professional in Schedule Waste Management SEPSWAM in 2022 in Terengganu. So they are taking this certificate, and this is the picture of the students, the photo of they are taking vibration analysis in 2000, just early of this year. So they are having the downstream upstream plant operation in early 2022. This is the safety work at high at NIOSH Southern Branch. So the students are taking a WAH professional certs. They'll be learning on how to climb up the high ladder safely, and also the AESP, the photo of students taking AESP, and the photo of student taking AG test, and they are having industrialmanship. Industrialmanship, it meaning that they will be they will be exposed to the real industrial experience. Therefore, we have students with will be having not only academic knowledge in mostly in oil and gas operation, but also they will be exposing with the essential skills. As you can see, they have self-awareness. They will be expect to have communication, entrepreneurial ability, practical scientific problem. They will be having all of them in a student, so they will be more relevant in industry aside from having the theoretical knowledge. So we have cooperated with these industries to make sure that the BPOS program relevant and also updated in terms of not only in theory but also in practical. So you can see that we have big companies joining us, and also you can see that the students here also not only about learning and taking the professional certs, but they're also they have the exposed to the club activities that make them interact to each other, enhance their understanding of the field, help them to stay in touch and healthy, and also keep them updated with industrial trends and potential career path. So we have arranged them with collaboration and also few activities with students. So they're not only mingle around the campus, but we have exposed them a lot to the industries around us. Okay, so these are the industrial talks we have been doing in 2022 and 2021 as well. These industrial talks are actually it's real world insights that from industrial personnel that bring industry experts into to the students, so that they provide the students with real world insights. They share the experience and practical knowledge that the students cannot see in textbook. So it bridge the gap between the theory and practical. That is how we help the student to bridge the gap. So aside from that, we have this industrial talk. Also, they have the career guide. They guide the career path to the students. So hearing from industrial professionals, the student can learn about the various career path and skill requirements, and also the qualities that employers values the most. Aside from that, the networking opportunities. We have them for network opportunities. This session offers students to the chance to do networking with experts and to secure internships sometimes. So yeah, this is the industrial visits, one of the method that we use to bridge the gap, right? The industrial talk posters we have done earlier. The involvement of industrial personnel in our classroom. This is the IR Nakuden. Nakuden is one of the industrial personnel that be with us since the early of the B post program. So he is one of the evaluators, industrial panels for gas processing technology. Having him in gas processing technology is very, very helpful for the students to understand not only the thing that we learn in classroom, but also they understand how the thing goes in real world industry. So it's good for you to have him. Aside from the SNQ, then we have also have TS Aminuddin as well in thermodynamics, because in thermodynamics you will be learning on a lot of theory and a lot of mathematics that you have to solve. Actually, if it is better, some of students we understand that some of them learn thermodynamics that it's very hard to imagine of how the thing goes in real world, because there's a lot of symbols and a lot of mathematics that you have to solve. But if there is something that interesting added to the thermodynamics, for especially for example, this method actually is very make the student clearly understand of how this is my classroom. Actually, they learn of how the steam plant runs, and they calculate the thermodynamics based on the real process of steam power plant. And we have the S Aminuddin to listen to their presentation and also to comment on what they are lack of in terms of their practical knowledge. So it's very rich program by having industrial panels involved in academic. Aside from that, we have industrial visits, a lot of industrial visits actually. So many industrial visits. We'll also have industrial advisor panel visits. That's just how we get the academic to real world industry in oil and gas. And these two are our successful story. There are a lot of students actually being employed in oil and gas right now, but these two are the earliest of the B post students. So they are managed to secure the job in Petronas in oil and gas. So we are happy to see them that they are telling us that they have been trained like a lot from us, that they've been very confident in being in industry, and the industry are very appreciate of their expertise in knowing how to handle the hands-on skill on them, that makes the company very impressed of how this bachelor student goes in in the company. So this is the campus layout, the UniKL MITEC layout. The campus is very well organized and very well equipped campus, beautiful campus as well. And we have the campus facilities. Okay, we call it all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So aside from learning, you can also go to gym and play sports well. You can eat at cafe and go to pray. We have surau as well. So aside from that, we have the student lounge and we have student center. These are the facilities that are very modern and very beautiful and spacious. Yeah, we have labs. Aside from that, we have the lab crude oil distillation unit that mimicking, or we call it as the prototypes of it's not prototype, it's a downsize of industrial plant, so that the students can learn the real operational in crude oil distillation plant goes. So aside from that, yeah, we have a lot of hands-on equipments to get the mingle on. So we have also chemical labs. Yep, this is the facilities that very new to BPOS program that we'll be using, and it's very crucial for the students to learn everything in here, because they are they're showing the real of how oil and gas refining goes. And you'll be knowing how to operate them, how to start them, how to shut them, and how to control them using this distributed control room. If you are being here, you'll be knowing all of them, and you'll be graduated with fully knowledge person of how to handle the plant. The visit. We have also recognized by the AFEO, Asian Federation Engineering Organization, the plant, and also visited. And if you are wondering about the cost of the program, so worry not, you have financial assistance. If you are Bumiputra, you have this financial assistance, and you can go for this financial assistance if you are non-Bumiputra. For further info, you can contact us by Mesra UniKL MITEC for further info. So the conclusion of the BPOS program is the BPOS program equips you to be the forefront of the petroleum industry. That should ensure you the safety, efficiency, and environmental responsibility, and also in-demand skills, global opportunities, and chance to shape the energy landscape. And also, you need to join us to make a difference while building a rewarding career in this industry. So this is the PTEX or BPO section in social media. You can see, and thank you very much for listening. And I end my session with passing the floor to Dr. Mazlan.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Noha, for the very interesting sharing.